In 2021, you said that Richmond couldn't engage in land acknowledgments because of the cases, the claims involved. So how come citizens didn't find out then about their property's title being at risk if you were aware?
Well, the reason that we don't do a land acknowledgement is mostly because of the lawsuit by the Musqueam over the land, the Garden City lands. That's the biggest factor. This case was a factor as well. But just remember that at the beginning, before the trial, the court was asked to make an order saying that all the landowners in the area had to be notified, and they said no. And then application was made at a later stage, the very same, asking that all the landowners be notified, and the answer was again no. So that's why all these people woke up one day and found that their property was subject to the Aboriginal title. They don't know what it is, they don't know what it means, what the implications are, they didn't know how it got there, and they don't know where it's going from here. So it's really a disaster. Now with that, I'm going to have to get back into the room. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Ms. Sharma, the BC Conservatives say that the NDP was involved in making our government lawyers unable to argue against Aboriginal title extinguishment. What is your response to that claim?
Yeah, it's simply wrong. I would ask the Conservative leader what his position was in 2014 when he was in government and received the first claim that was filed in this matter, and what his arguments were when he was in government.
So, at the meantime, while all this legal proceedings going on, is there any help the provincial government might be thinking to help out with the affected landowners?
Yeah, we're here to listen related to that and to understand different perspectives that are what's happening on the ground here. We're always focused on bringing out resolution and certainty with our First Nations partners and with the cities, and we'll be working together at all fronts to bring a resolution.
Minister Sharma, the court case has been ongoing for 500 days, and you said today try to understand the implication. It's sort of late to understand the implication of the 500 days.
The decision that came out not long ago was 800 pages. So my job as Attorney General is to understand all of the legal aspects of that case with a really high power team of lawyers that are looking through that. We announced quickly that we're going to be appealing, but we are going through that decision to see all of the grounds that we will appeal at the Court of Appeal.
Should the homeowner be a part of the appeal, or they will sitting on the sideline?
Well, we asked early on in this case, the province in Canada, we went before the court and said, we think that it's right that the court notify the private property owners to see, because we think they had a role to play. And what the court determined there was that the remedy wouldn't affect them, and that they shouldn't be included. So that was something that was earlier on in this matter, and that'll be another issue that we're raising on appeal.
I'm asking, so do you believe the homeowner should be on the upcoming appeal?
Yeah, I think not only do we believe it, we believed it earlier on in this case. We were the ones to bring that application forward along with Canada.
Ms. Sharma, in 2021, Mayor Brody said that they were unable to engage as a city in land acknowledgements because of the legal implications that the Musqueam ban is claiming. What is your response? Are there any legal implications to land acknowledgements that say that we are on unceded territory?
I think I want to say very clearly that the work of reconciliation is very important. We work with First Nations across this province, and we work with cities, and we work with people across this province to lift all boats, to come up with resolutions to sort through past wrongs and move forward in a way that respects all people. And I think that's an important way to look at this.
What about the Indigenous people who think land acknowledgements are empty? Like, people don't actually want to give up the land when they say that?
I think this is a question that is a little bit not related to the issue that we're speaking today, but I will say that it's our position as a government that reconciliation is an important part of the work of the province, and I think all British Columbians expect us to sit down at a table together and try to resolve issues that are important to them.
Will the parties be seeking a stay pending the
So one of the things we are looking at is pursuing a stay application, and my team of lawyers is looking at what the facts that we can bring before before the court to say stop the implications of this decision as we sort through the legal aspects of it.
Do you be,
We're working on it as we speak, so I'll be sure to come back to you as soon as we're ready with our decision on that.
do you
Last
believe
question right here.
it's feasible for your government, or maybe together with the federal government, to issue an order to put it aside at the meantime, rather than go through all the procedures?
Yeah, it's similar to I think what you're describing is a stay application. We're sorting through that with our legal team right now, and we are working with all parties. So one of the reasons that I'm here, along with my legal team and the MLA for Richmond, is to listen and to learn about what's happening on the ground.
At Rebel News, we don't back down from bringing you the other side of the story, which is why we've warned you about UNDRIP and land acknowledgments and so on, despite every name that we get called under the sun for doing so. If you appreciate that we bring you the other side of the story that the mainstream media, who's paid by the state, handsomely does not, please consider keeping us alive and functioning by donating what you can at our special website called stopundrip.com.